Hey y'all, welcome to Homemade the Hood Way. And today I've got an easy to do snack time treat, my eyeball and spider Halloween cupcakes. You, the family, the neighbors, and everyone else in between are gonna love these. We're doing yellow and chocolate cake. I've got 3 eggs because I'm only baking 12 cupcakes, but feel free to do the whole box if you like. We've got some food coloring, and for the icing, I'll be using chocolate and buttercream. These are fan favorites in the Hood household, but you can change up the flavors if you want. I've got some black cupcake holders, vegetable oil, and some cold water. Let's get started, y'all. First thing we're going to do is preheat the oven per our box instructions, which would be 375 degrees. Next thing we want to do is take a look at the instructions on the back of each of the boxes. The one on the right hand side is for the chocolate cake, and it's exactly the same as for the yellow cake. The only difference is the amount of vegetable oil that we're going to use. Now, an entire box of cake mix requires 3 eggs, so since we're using half of each, we're going to take our eggs, mix them together well, then split them into two equal parts. Now that the eggs are separated, we're going to take our cake mix and use our finger to measure half the contents and pour it into our bowls. Next, we'll add our eggs and we'll take the 1 cup of cold water required and split that into two halves. Then we're going to add our vegetable oil. The full box of chocolate cake required half a cup, so we only need 1/4 for our batter. And then the yellow cake mix needed 1/3 cup, so we're going to add half of that. Now that all of our ingredients are added, we're going to take our hand mixer and blend everything together just until it's smooth, about 1.5 to 2 minutes. We're going to rinse off our beaters in between and then rinse and repeat. All right, y'all. Now it's time to take our muffin pan and line it with our cupcake holders. I do love using these whenever I can because it does make for an easier cleanup. Y'all, I'm gonna show you how I easily and quickly fill these cups with my batter when I don't have piping bags. Y'all see it? That's right, a regular Ziploc bag. No need to run out to the store. I'm just gonna cut the bag diagonally like so, and bam, this bag is ready to be filled. Now, you want to be careful when pouring this batter in the bag. I suggest putting the bag in a bowl when filling it. The only thing left to do is use our scissors to cut across the bottom. We don't want to make this cut too big, and we want to make sure we are squeezing the top tight as we don't want the batter to spill out. If you have little ones helping you with this part, you can make the cut even smaller for more batter control and even secure the top with a rubber band. I fill up my cups about 2/3 of the way as of course this batter will rise and I don't want these to be too big or look like muffins, child. We're going to fill up 6 of these, and yes, there will be batter left over, so you can pull out another pan and fill up more cups if you like, but I won't be using the excess batter. Now, of course, if you don't want to use the piping method, you can use the good old school dip and pour method because it absolutely works, and I've done it this way plenty of times before, but it's just not as fast. And again, if you've got little ones helping, the bag method is a lifesaver when it comes to cleanup. As you can see, if I was to use the dip and pour method, it would take me twice as long to fill these cups, and I am most definitely team less time. So I'm just going to grab my bag, fill it with this chocolate batter, and get to piping, honey. Now that all our cups are filled, we're going to take them over to the stove and place them in our preheated oven, then set the time for 14 minutes per our box instructions. While our cupcakes are baking, we're going to turn our attention to our buttercream icing. We want to add a couple of spoonfuls of icing to a couple of small bowls. And for our icing, we'll be using the colors yellow, red, and blue, as yellow and red will make orange, and red and blue will make purple. Now, y'all want to use equal parts. So if you want to use a couple of drops of one color, you want to use that same amount of the other color. At this point, y'all, I'm just going to mix these and see how my colors look. As y'all can see, this does not look purple. So I'm going to have to add a few more drops of red and blue. And I'm just going to keep experimenting with these colors until I'm satisfied with what I see. Prior to mixing the colors in my bowls, I took a small plate with a tablespoon of icing and mixed the colors there, and they were nice and dark like I wanted, but I did not achieve that same darkness in my bowls as I used much more icing. I could have added a lot more food coloring, but I did read that adding too much food coloring can alter the taste of your food, so I just wanted to be careful. And it's that time, y'all. Our cupcakes are done and they are beautiful. I'm just going to sit them aside and give them some time to cool off. Now that our cupcakes have had time to cool, it's time to have some fun. That's right, time to add some icing to these babies. I'm going to use the piping method once again, and this time I'll be using a sandwich bag from my pantry. Just like before, I'm going to cut diagonally across, but closer to the top since this bag is smaller, then I'll add my icing. These bags are great for the little ones as they fit well inside their hands, and again, this makes cleanup a breeze. Once all of the icing has been added to the bag, we're going to cut across the tip to make a small hole. Now you can start from the center or towards the bottom, whichever place you feel comfortable. Am I the best cake decorator? Absolutely not. But I don't need to be, and you don't either. This is all about having fun. Once I've applied the icing, I'm going to stop squeezing the bag and just use the tip to spread my icing and just make it prettier. What y'all think? I've used all the purple icing that I'm going to need, so now I'm going to move on to my next color, this beautiful orange. And of course, y'all, we're just going to repeat our previous steps. Just like I mentioned earlier, when adding the batter to the cups, if you prefer the tried and true method, you can do that. The same applies when icing the cupcakes. So if you prefer to use the butter knife to ice them, then do that. There's no wrong or right way to do this. For our next step, we'll be adding some webs to the tops of some of these cupcakes. And for our final touch, we'll be using these spider rings and eyeball rings to finish our decorating. And in case some of y'all are wondering, no, your eyes are not deceiving you. I did actually bake 12 cupcakes. However, now I only have 9. That's because my husband has the other 3. To start making our webs, we're going to start off by making an X, and then we're going to follow up by making a plus sign, and then we're going to attach little U's, which will create our web. Once our web is complete, we're going to add our spider ring to the top. And I consider this the dessert that keeps on giving because not only are you going to get a delicious treat, but you're also going to get a cool ring to wear. And now I'm going to decorate the majority of the rest of my cupcakes. I'm going to leave 2 undecorated as my family wants to do those. And there you have it, y'all. My spider and eyeball decorated cupcakes. Perfect for parties or just some all around good fun. And I definitely wanted to make sure that I showed you guys what these look like in the dark. Whether you're watching a scary movie or just getting up for a late night snack, these cupcakes won't be hard to find. To all of my cooks out there, even if you're brand new, after you've made this dessert, remember to add chef to the front of your name because, baby, you are a chef today. I appreciate you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe as it helps my channel grow. And I'll see y'all in the next video.